We're coming back for part 2. Dungeon World, The Vagabonds, season finale, episode 11. We're back, and we're live. Let me switch back over and come back to the last thing I got to read out loud. I have... Let me come down. So you're... Alright, so you grab the Z, the world flashes white, and then you're engulfed in a black void of pure darkness. Absence of any energy. Let me move my thing here. And then you open your eyes.
Where'd my ship go?
And you're standing in a large circular room with a huge vaulted ceiling. It is made from white marble veined with platinum. High in the vaulted ceiling are 7 huge open skylights in a circle that each let in a different color of light. Blue, red, orange, violet, green, indigo, and yellow. 3 very large metal rings are attached to the highest central point of the ceiling, pressed into the wall to form a shape of a triangle, like 3 circles there. They are shaped of platinum, and although difficult to see clearly at the distance and pressed against the vaulted top, they appear to hold large panes of glass. 3 locks, as if placed on the points of an equilateral triangle, each take up residence on the round wall of this room. One of bronze, one of silver, and one of gold. As you stand in the direct center atop a large, richly woven red rug, similar woven runners come off this rug and make a path to each lock. Each runner is red as well, but lined with filigree of the metal to the corresponding lock. So gold, silver, bronze, filigreed in there into the pattern. Floating in front of the gold lock is the Shadow Ranger Sorcerer. So let me just have her little monologue before you completely kill her. There. I had her in the wrong spot. So this is the big reveal. Now, after weakening you, I will finally have my vengeance and murder you as you did my family. And she's staring daggers at Arya, right? And then she looks over at Kareen. And those guilty by association. I will murder you as you did to my family. And she rips off her mask. And you see she's a very dark-skinned woman. She goes, I am Hawk. And the spirits of Eagle, Raven, and Crow will lay to rest well after I am done destroying you.
What are you talking about?
I mean, you guys are back to your kind of norm now. Oh, you know her. She's finishing off the complete family set, from Crow to Raven to the dude that who's the prison guard that got his head crushed against the wall by your fighter.
This is the remnants of Rudiger's violence.
Yep.
Yeah, I figured, but
you technically slew her son. His head's in your bag, kind of.
Good job.
he's still playing log. Like, what are you talking about?
Okay. She's like, don't mess with me. She's just like, she like does this, and like shadows are coming off her hands, right? The lenses come down off the ceiling and float and hover and circulate a little bit, so that the rays of light are all coming in through the 3 lenses. So like they're like some of the red, orange, yellow is going through one lens, and then yellow, green, blue is going through another, then indigo, violet, red is going through another, and it's just kind of all coming, and they're focusing a beam of rainbow light to a single point. I think where did my descriptor go? So you're saying that she's getting mad, all right? And then, one second here. This rainbow color, this beam comes down and it strikes a point, and it starts to swirl and take form, and conjure up my last thing I'm going to read, and then I'm just going to be like, "What do you guys do?" I don't even know how to pronounce this name right, so you guys can help me. Zamag? That sound right?
Shamug, maybe?
Shamug? Shamu? And so, it's not 5-headed like it says, but this is the description. Shamug is beautiful but terrifying to behold. He is rainbow of color, and his insane emotions reflect that. He has 4 wings, 2 to each side, one set higher upon his back than the other set. His tail forks at the end like a serpent's tongue. He has only 4 legs and feet, but each foot ends with 10 fingers, each with talons the size of long swords. His neck seems boneless and coils around like a snake. His head is a mess of horns that go in all directions, like a stag with 40 plus tines to its rack. Its mouth is of 4 sections and opens up to all corners, kind of like the predator, showing several rows of razor-sharp teeth in each. A messy tangle of tongues spews forward to slather the air in many directions. His 2 large orbal eyes bug out like a frog's, but glow in exchange of various colors. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, and red again, back and forth. They flash back and forth, and despite everything else, seem to be the most terrifying, or most horrifying, and simultaneously the most captivating. So, you got these 2 foes, the 3...
Well, Dim, I think we might need another nuke.
Hey, Arya, I think the dragon thing's yours. You take care of him, okay?
Sakreen has the bronze.
He has no business with me.
You're the dragon slayer. Go to it. Go for it.
I have no need to slay the dragon. I don't know what this guy's talking about.
Let me type this in. Sakreen.
Arya is going to be trying to use Silver Tongue on this guy.
These are who have the keys, or the Z's, if I remember correctly. So, are you talking to the ranger or the dragon?
Talking to the ranger.
So the dragon is formulating, it's up, and it's just roaring this tremendous roar. And then you can say that, and then I'll ask basically, what's up with everybody else. And let me just find my appropriate screen here. Why do I never find it? Okay. I'm going to go to my tabletop audio so I can change. There you go. What do you say, and what do you do?
So, refresh my memory again. Who did we kill? Was this all Rutger?
Nope. You fought... Crow was your caravan leader that was turned into the metal dragon, the one you killed.
I'm Rudiger.
And then when you got in town, his sister Raven came seeking vengeance for the fact that her brother died while under your protection. And Rudiger slew her, took her armor and weapon. And then later when Rudiger was in jail after celebrating, the father...
Gotcha. Okay.
came and visited him, and then he killed him after he bent the bars and came through and broke his head.
So he says to the rangers, like, I did not kill Crow. Crow was killed by the time he was turned into the dragon. I also had nothing to do with Rudiger's fight either. That was between Rudiger and whoever, what's her name, that he was fighting.
Raven!
I wasn't involved with that.
Actually, you were, but whatever.
Actually, you were. Right.
Well, I'm doing Silver Tongue, so I'm lying.
All right.
So if you allow that roll, then as he is saying this stuff, his eyes, they flash orange.
And what's Silver Tongue do? Are we...
So Silver Tongue, when you use lies, bluster, or deception to avoid suspicion or get out of trouble, I roll charisma.
That's right.
On a hit, my lies are believed for now. On a +10, I get a couple bonuses. So just to clarify, though, Arya is ultimately telling the truth, except for the part where he didn't interfere with Rudiger's fight. But Rudiger ultimately did kill her, and what's his name again? Crow was already dead by the time he was transformed into the dragon. So.
Okay.
We good for a roll?
We're good for a roll.
15.
Ooh.
So on a +10, you direct their attention or suspicion to somewhere else. Your deception will go unchallenged until they see or hear some proof, or I cover my friends as well.
Who do you?
So since my lie technically was that I was not involved with the second fight, I mean, is that correct?
Yep.
Okay, so we're all in agreement that I am telling the truth about Crow.
He was turned into a monster, basically.
Right, but he was already dead by the time he was turned into the monster.
Pretty much. I mean, you don't know. You killed him. You don't know if you could have solved that. Whatever.
So
It happens.
my deception will go unchallenged until they see or hear some proof.
So who did you push it off on Rudiger, basically?
Ultimately, I'm saying yes. So for the arguments, didn't kill the dragon. Her beef is actually with Rudiger, and I was not involved in that fight, so she has no beef with me.
So you silver tongue her, and she's just like, but you were there. You could have helped. You could have saved their lives as opposed to letting them die. Why didn't you help? Why didn't you help? My son was under your protection in the caravan. That was your job. You were a driver.
That's another debate. Your argument that I killed your family is not true.
Which is why I'm here, to seek vengeance.
Well, your vengeance is not with me. Your vengeance is with a bunch of goblins outside of that city, and your vengeance for the other is with Rudiger.
Well, they're
it's not with
talking.
me.
Can we like sneak off towards one of the other locks?
Oh yeah, I mean, you guys can be in action.
Yeah, let's do some action.
But Kareen has the bronze one, Arya has the gold one, and Freya has the silver.
I think Kareen and I should sprint for the bronze one since it's the most likely to be reached.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Are we still confused? Do we still think that this is like real life?
No, I think we're clear.
Okay.
The abilities are still there. Actually, no.
Okay.
Those wisdom abilities are gone.
Okay.
We're in the final room here.
I am gonna kind of whisper real careful like to Tyroxnir and ask him if he knows what this big black creature is and if it has any weaknesses. And he has recall ancient lore, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and use that.
Is that a roll to make or just?
That would be a link roll.
Okay, you still have 2 link, right?
I still have 2 links, so this would be -1 for this roll.
So the dragon just like comes to life and like formulates and goes to attack any and all he can attack, right? So
it's still a 10.
Okay. So, and you ask him, he's like, I don't think we can destroy the lenses, but the lenses, the light, the color refracted by the lenses, have used the 7 different colors to basically make pure light, which is how this dragon is solid. He goes, if we can somehow destroy the lenses or obscure them or something, and maybe it has something to do with the locks, I don't know, that should render him weaker or dissolve him. It looks like we can fight it straight up, but he whispers in your ear, he's like, he looks really tough, like awesome, the best of the awesome, and awesomely best.
Impossible.
We can fight him. I'm okay to try.
All right. I'll take your advice, buddy.
Whatever. And
let's just see how this plays out for a sec.
So, Jessica, you're gonna start to run away from the dragon, like bottom left corner towards the bronze lock.
That's fine with Kareen.
Oops, let me get back to the token layer. That would help.
We'll have Arya slowly advance, too. So
Nice.
he's just, he's slowly approaching and trying to convince him, like,
Okay, so so she'd be like, here. I kind of just put it here, even though I'm not really necessarily a good spot for the dragon. But this thing is huge. It's like, 4 times the size of Tyroxnir, which he's the size of a horse with wings. So this thing is big, and it lashes out to go for Jessica and Kareen as they go away. What do you do? It starts to immediately come for you because it sees you. She's like, she pulls out the Z. She's like, all right, let's go. And it sees it, and it's just like, and all these tongues are like, and it comes like, what do you do, Jessica? Kareen's like, if I don't make it, you take the Z.
So how long would I have to delay it for her to get to the door?
I think this is like a move thing.
Okay, so I want to try and wire Fu inside this thing's guard, like get under its legs or get onto its back.
Okay.
And just be annoying. Really.
It might beat the crap out of you when you get in there.
With what?
It's itself.
Okay.
But that's fine. You want to close with it without being damaged, but distract it.
Yeah. So I was gonna just try to I don't know. I want to run at it. Mm-hmm. Okay, I know what I want to do.
Okay.
So I want to run at it,
mm-hmm.
like roaring, gonna go and fight. And at the last second, I'm going to simply roll and slide under.
Okay. I guess if you fail or something, then you could get hurt. But if you make it, you'll slide under and be like, huh? Like
Right.
its head follows you underneath between its legs to
Yeah.
look at you. Okay.
That's what I'm hoping for.
All right. So we're gonna come back to Arya in a minute and Freya in a minute. But let's do yours first. While Kreen is like booking it for the lock.
Right. Okay, so I'm going to come running, screaming at him, staff held high. Last second, I'm going to duck under. Beautiful, 12.
Its eyes stop flashing all these colors and go red and look at you, and then it snaps at you with its tongues and its 4-pronged jaws, and just barely misses as you slide underneath it, and then its eyes like turn green and then black and then go all colors again as you slide underneath its belly, and it's like, and it's going to try to turn to reposition itself to attack you, which means Kreen is going to get. So this thing gets like here, right? We'll say, or we'll put him here, and you go. Hey, whoops. Put you to the front. Wait, where'd you go? There you go. And you slide underneath him, right?
Right.
And Kreen, you get Kreen to the lock. Let me see what happens. All right.
I want to do something while it's distracted, by the way.
All right, let me. Oh, well, okay, go ahead, tell me.
I want to, while its head is like trying to snap at him, I'm going to like real quick jump on Tyrox's ear and say, boy, do I hope you have another volley in there, buddy. So we're going to need it.
I'm very hungry, but whatever you want, let's do it. We need to be the best.
Just fire a couple shards at that. It should be enough to destroy it.
You talking about the lens?
Yeah, I'm going to have him fly up a little bit and shoot maybe just a couple of little ones that he was able to make and fire them up at a couple of the lenses.
Okay. Do you want to attack it?
Yeah, I think that would probably be a Belch Forth Elemental Fury.
I'm trying to think of. You know what? This is an automatic thing.
Okay.
You can just belch, and you hit the crystal, the big crystal lenses, and the crystals stick and hit. They might scratch a little bit, but they don't really seem to do a lot of damage. But as you do that, and it hits, and the crystals are raining down, the dragon, Zamag, because I forgot how to say his name, Zamu,
Shamuk.
Shamuk, I can't even say it. He looks up at you, and his eyes flash and become bulbous and yellow, and then go green and then red. And then he looks angry and he leaps up into the air, ignoring Jessic below him. And Kreen gets there, and you see, or the audience sees, there's this big like Z indent in the wall. She takes the bronze Z and puts it into the bronze indent. And as she does, like it flashes and goes away. And you see Shamug is just like, and like this bronze color flashes out of him, and half of his, like each foot has 5 claws, but he has like 10 talons. Like half of his talons fall out of his feet instantly, and his 4 jaws, like the two bottom ones just fall away. So Pete and all the horns on his head, like the 40 plus tines, just instantly like fall off his body. Like he just rains down all of his bits of piercingness. He only has 2 large horns left, 2 pieces of his jaw, and half as many talons as he leaps up into the air, leaving all that. And like Jessic's like, like all these things are raining down on all these bits of dragon.
One last thing, since I'm already like flying up, would it be possible for me to use the ability Mighty Charge? When you charge an enemy while riding your dragon, your attack is forceful and deals plus 1d6 damage, but on a 7 to 9, you are dismounted after the attack.
So you want to charge him and beat him up?
I want to charge the rest of the lenses, whichever one.
Plus 1d4.
Oh yeah, 1d6 plus 1d4. This is probably a good time to use it.
The lenses seem to not be damageable, which is why I had you automatically succeed on that.
Okay.
I guess
I thought it was just not enough force.
I should have made that clear. I apologize. No,
it's okay.
That's why I didn't have you roll against them.
That's okay.
What seemed to hurt it was Kareen's thing.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That's what I didn't describe. When she puts that in there, one of the lenses itself goes dark and closes. So when she does the bronze Z, one of the 3 lenses darkens and raises back to the ceiling, which means less light was refracted, and all that crap falls off as that moves.
Tyroxene would probably see that before I do, so he'd probably be the one telling me like, "We have to go put the keys in," or something like that.
That. He was like, "Wait a minute, nope, that will not work. Those are not breakable, but the locks. We have the silver key."
All right, Tyroxene, show me the meaning of speed. And we're just going to try and jet for the silver one I think I have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go back to area real quick. You've disarmed this foe, basically. You've approached, right?
Me?
Did you say you move closer to her?
Yeah, I mean, as I'm trying to kind of talk her out of trying to kill me, yeah, I'm just kind of
You have.
coming towards her.
You've succeeded. She's not going to. She's disarmed. She's angry,
Okay.
but she realizes you're right.
Like, yeah. It's like, and trust me, if you want to get back at Rudiger, I'll give you my card and you can come back to me when you're ready to tackle that on.
She goes, "My contract was to try to hinder you guys at all costs, but I mean, that's what I was going to get paid for, but I don't care about the money." She goes, "Fine. If I find out you've lied to me in any way, I will be back for you, but assuming that you're good to your word, I'll wait for you to complete the contest."
Okay.
She goes, "All right, Area. I will see you again." And she turns into smoke and shadow and disappears. I mean, your roll was awesome last time, right? 15.
Yep.
I mean,
So if that's the case, then if I put 2 and 2 together that I'm holding the gold key, I go ahead and I go up to the door and I put the key in.
let's see. You are free and bound, so you're gonna go there. So you're gonna make your turn to run there, right? So I'm gonna come back to you in just a second as you put that in. So Taroxnir and Freya are flying basically towards that, right? The drag.
Yeah, I definitely want to try and roll to get there real fucking fast.
Okay. The dragon pursues. Like, it leaps up and snaps at you and pursues, and it means to do you intentional harm. It's as fast as you are. What can you do to avoid as it chases you down? And Jessica, you can also try to interfere, aid.
I was going to say, like, when this dragon stops paying attention to me and goes airborne, I want to hitch a ride, grab a tail, flip onto the back. Okay?
All right. Let's see, we define danger dexterity. Or,
Nah, wire foo.
Oh, wire foo? Roll the wire foo to see if you go along for the ride. It's got a forked tail.
9.
Choose me one, right?
Choose one.
I love this wire foo. That's a great move.
I'll take a strain. -1 to dex.
All right. Just go ahead and click the dex box.
Yep, hit shaky.
Yep.
Cool.
Because like the tail like whips like this as it goes off, and you grab onto it, so like it whiplashes your body as it takes off.
So when it does this, I want to go for I want to do a what do you call it? I want to punch it in the head.
Donkey punch it?
Just donkey punch it. And I'm going to use my key focus if I hit, and then I'm going to disable or stun for several moments. Instead of dealing damage. So instead of dealing damage, I will simply disable it.
Okay, I think because you got to ride, so you're on it. You're going to crawl up behind it and hit it. So I think at that point, we're going to see what Freya does to try to stay undamaged. And then you're going to do that. Or then we're going to come back to maybe Area and then do your move.
Sure.
So, Freya?
All right. If this thing, even with how swift Tyroxnir is, if this thing's still as fast or faster than us,
it's got 4 wings. It's just like...
Yeah, Freya's gonna turn back, and she's just going to chuck her spear right for its mouth.
Okay. Finally, that bad boy.
Yeah. I wish I'd put more points in my
You
dexterity.
still have your +1 forward damage too, right?
That's true, yeah. Okay.
Mark XP, sir. Oh, Troxer's like, how are we doing? Uh-oh. The spear whizzes by her head, and by Jessic's too, actually, by that count. And I think he kind of like, as you guys move like this, I think he kind of plows into you.
Oof.
Well, the thing is, his +4 piercing damage went away with the bronze key.
Mm-hmm.
But he does he smashes into you forcefully. So go ahead and roll the best of 1d10 + 7.
Okay.
And I did create this on a website where I put all these facts together, so I didn't make it up. It's a legit monster created for Dungeon World.
$14. Because I'm on Tyroxnir, that reduces it by 4 because my link is only 2. So I take 10.
10. All right. And you guys, because he's forceful, he smashes you up against the wall. You're not necessarily dismounted. I don't think you made a roll like that. But he just comes at you behind and just smashes into Tyroxnir's back, and it just slams you forward into the wall, and you just get wrecked hard, right? Just and crystal shards go everywhere, like a crystal grenade went off.
Yeah. Scales just peeling off, and
You get pierced on his scales, maybe. Like there's blood, there's crystals.
Yeah. A lot of them go into me, and those even wounds show up for like the audience who's watching.
Mm-hmm.
Not the audience in the game, but the audience who's watching online here. It's like a bunch of wounds show up on probably like her left side and chest and stuff that just had no reason to really be there, even with the way that they landed. And
Mm-hmm.
She says, fuck.
I mean, that would be appropriate.
Yeah. She's gonna say, Don't worry. Jeshik's got this. He's on top of that thing. He can take it out. I have to put the key in. And she's gonna get off at Tyroxnir for now and try to like run as fast as she can over to the Silver Lock.
Gotcha.
And try to put it in.
Okay. What's his breath weapon? I mean, the breath weapon would be just a what's that spell in D&D with the color? Like the
Chromatic spray.
yeah.
Prismatic spray.
Yeah, prismatic spray. I think that'd be like what his breath weapon is. Like he's coming up behind you. He's just getting ready to hit his breath weapon. I think Arya at this point is just putting the key in, right? You do that. It flashes gold. It solidifies. Zenmug just like he screams as he flashes gold for a second, and by doing the gold key, like his breath weapon that he was shooting just like fizzles out, and his real heavy scales, a lot of his heavy scaled armor, like a bunch of his rainbow colored scales just fall, exposing the softer flesh beneath. All of his armor is down, which was a lot. And then his eyes go from flashing Roy G. Biv colors, they stop and they just flash pure white. So all light combined. And he's just shaking his head. He looks at Arya, he's pissed. He looks back down at these easy targets. He sees you running with a Z, and he's about to take a strike at you, but that's when Jessic gets the opportunity to be like, Horkin. Oh yeah, it's got to be that. I've been watching a lot of Into the Badlands, and I love
exactly. That's what I'm picturing.
Oh, I want to play an apocalypse world that is like famed after Into the Badlands. By the way, I'm just saying a future reference.
I was thinking more the anime Fist of the North Star, where he just like hits all the pressure points and tries to make different parts of him explode.
Any and all of that. Jessica,
Something like that.
what are you?
All right.
Are you just hack and slashing? Or no?
Yeah, so I do a hack and slash first, but I use my key to change the damage into stun.
Okay.
All right. Well, the 12 was first. Sorry, double.
Okay, so it was 12.
Goody
Okay.
two shoes.
Yep.
So there's no damage.
No damage.
So where's the descriptor? Let me just read it. This is for the monk.
Path of Peace, hack and slash with an unarmed strike. You may hit. On a hit, you may spend one key to disable your foe's weapons or stun them for several moments instead of dealing damage.
So, yeah, I think that was probably the move that saved the group right there, right? I almost think that that's the thing. Oh, yeah, one of the other lens went up. So there's one lens coming down, just some of the light. And so, yeah, you just describe like what it looks like and how he looks stunned, like what happens to this creature.
So I'm on his back. Is he still airborne?
No, he kind of hit and then landed. Then he was reared up to breath weapon, and then the key went in and he lost it. And he's like, and then he went to lunge for.
So it's I'm on his back. You know, I flipped up onto his tail. I've been sitting between the wings, and I braced myself when they went and when he body checked Freya and Traxnir. As soon as he hits the ground and his scales fall away, I can see the meridians running up his back in various colors. And so I run up his spine and I just start jabbing into his neck as I go. And eventually he just locks up and he kind of like paralyzed. He can't move his neck. He can't move his back. He's just stiff, rigid.
And he's stunned. He's like, and I think Freya puts that, does that, right? There's no roll. There's nothing special about it.
Yep, just boosh, right in there.
The other lens goes dark. He loses 10 hit points and half of his tail split, the 2 back wings, and all the tongues but 1. But he just sits there stunned for a second. When the last is straight, roll a random 1d7, and that's okay. I'll do this because I never get to roll. Indigo. I went with the Roy G. Biv. So the 6th color in the 7 is indigo for the I in Biv, and he turns a very dull indigo color. Yeah, he's not dead, but he loses a bunch of hit points and a bunch. So basically, every time you do a key, he loses some of his stats mechanically and some of the descriptor. And now he looks like a pretty normal, dulled indigo dragon that's really big. Not dead, but as soon as that does, the other lens goes dark. He flashes silver. Lens goes dark. Those things happen. He's sitting there and he's starting to try to move his head. He's very angry. And then back in the middle of the room, let's see if Luke can do this freehand. Let's hold Alt for circle. Okay, let's do that. I'm going to make a bunch of these. But this portal, the rug opens up, and this giant white portal, like you've been seeing, is in the ground, right in the center of the room. And here's Zam's like, they've done it! They've opened the portal! They're almost home, folks! Place your last-minute bets now! Who's going to be the last to enter? Who's going to die? This thing... okay.
Freya's actually... pretty angry, and I imagine Tyroxnir, after being insulted by this creature who can't even speak, who imitates the form of a dragon, I imagine he's probably pretty angry too. And Freya and Tyroxnir kind of look at each other and nod, and then even without her shield, she's just gonna like run up yelling and kind of jump up while Tyroxnir's moving and just bash this guy over the head and have Tyroxnir bite deep into where his heart should be.
Damn, son. He can't move. So for this last... You might move after that, so you can roll your damage twice, basically.
Okay.
Did you add your d4 yet?
Nope, I haven't used it yet.
So is it, what, 2d6 plus 1d4?
It would be 2d8 plus 1d4.
2d8 plus 1d4. He has no armor, no piercing, reduced hit points. He's just sitting there looking. Yeah, I can see them being assaulted.
Whoa! Why did it roll so many? What the fuck?
You had 12
Go with it. Just go with it. It's great.
Hold on.
That's a great 1d4.
Plus 1d4.
You rolled 12d8 plus 1d4.
Mhm.
Okay. 11.
All right. With no
You get to
armor.
attack a second time.
What's that?
What's everyone-
It was just, that was both of the attacks.
Okay. Okay.
That's why it was 2d8.
Gotcha.
Oh, crap. What did this do?
Why am I being squared?
I don't know.
You need to change your tools back to the era.
I did. You're just gone, that's all. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Okay, cool.
Uh,
I've become one with Tyroxnir.
Yes. Yeah, it's kind of,
He was so hungry, he just ate me.
yep. It's kind of cool. Anyway, that's it. It's not quite dead. Where'd you go? Come on. Boom. What do you guys do? The portal opens. Like Kreen's like, it's time to go, boys. Area, Jessic. Like you bite deep. The dragon's bleeding. It falls back. It's stunned. It has hardly any power left. It's hurting. It's bleeding profusely, and like its neck, or its face where you smash it. Its heart area. It's just pouring out blood. Tyraxner looks more fierce than he ever has before. It's waning. You can hear the crowd like fading in now as they're cheering you guys and going nuts.
I want to say to Tyroxnir, there's no honor in killing this.
Oh. Freya?
She looks up at Jeshik, and then she just says, maybe, but we have to do this. We'll join you on the other side here shortly. And then she just with the edge of her shield, she just presses down on the head of this creature and has Tyroxnir try to sever it with his claw.
Oh, decapitate him?
Yeah.
You know what? We're just going to say it's done.
All right.
It comes through, and as the head rose like this, the blood goes from blood color to rainbow colored, and it splashes everywhere, and you're getting covered with rainbow colored blood. And then, but quickly, the body itself and everything fades as the light refraction stops, and it turns all white, and it just fades into light.
All right. And then as soon as that happens, she gets back up on Tyroxnir, and she just says to Tyroxnir, there. It's gone now.
We're the best.
We're the best. We're awesome. The bestest of the best.
We're the best. It's awesome.
Let's go.
Let's do it. Area? Jessic? It's done.
I'm out. Let's go.
Yep.
And you guys jump through. Nice work. Congratulations, by the way. And come back to the screen here. You're back in you jump through, and then you're coming up on an elevator into the arena floor on this platform. And you're on this raised platform in front of the crowd, and Zorm is there. And he's like, congratulations, the Vagabonds, the Dragon Slayers, the Dragon Knight. You big roly guy that's non-violent, and I shouldn't have made a side bet with, whatever. And he goes, and the beautiful minstrel lady who can heal. Congratulations, you have made me a lot of money and won the dungeon.
Freya and Tyroxnir hold up.
Oh,
You went quiet.
You went quiet. You went dark.
Unplugged himself.
Yeah, I unplugged myself.
You're good.
I'm bad at this thing. Don't listen to me.
Ariel will do the same. When he went in there, is yeah, okay. Yeah.
I missed what Freya and Tyroxnir did. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. As soon as we hear this, just kind of weakly, because we're still injured. She's bleeding a bit. He's bleeding, bruised. We just hold up a hand each. Like he probably holds up like his right paw, and she holds up her shield arm with her shield on
He
it.
grabs your hand together, and he reaches his up in the air, which like lifts you up into the air, so you're hanging by his hand, like yeah. You're just like, oh god, this hurts. I don't know, just being comical, but yeah, just cheering. Jessica,
Jessic has deeply mixed feelings about what's going on. So he's there, but he just participated in blood sport. Though he didn't kill anything, he's being celebrated for the death of all these other things. It's a little weird for him.
And you don't know if it's real or not, but you do remember each room now in clarity, and you remember how you didn't know it was real, but you remember it.
Like he's very mixed. He's relieved to have survived. He's spent around death in battle before, but a little weird being part of a blood sport. And I think he understands now that his temple really has a job to do in this world.
Oh man, that's stopping Zorm. Oh man.
I'm not saying stopping Zorm. Bigger than that. The people who enjoy blood sport.
Well,
Fundamental thing.
Everybody's gonna get 1,000 coin except for Jessica, who's going to get 2,000 coin.
Ooh.
You can mark that. And the cheering goes on, the celebration goes on, the commercials start rolling. You guys are taken backstage, and you see Kala, who's just looking disgruntled, and you see Sir Friedrich, and they're just like, "Hey, you guys are great. We enjoy getting in on that once in a while. Thanks for letting us be a part of your airship game there." Kala's like,
Speaking of airship,
Storm's like, we're getting to it. We're getting to it. Let me put on my... I gotta put on my evening wear. Okay. All right.
We do have to get going back to Telis.
Yes. Yes. Let's go. Let's go. I cannot wait. I can't wait. Let's go. A promise is a promise is a promise. Oh my gosh. Let's go. So he's like, all right. Ready? Should we go? He's like, are we okay to go now? And for the first time ever, you hear like a voice like, yes, would you quit talking to me all the time? And materializing is a very dark-skinned elven woman with very dark eyes. Not like Drow, right? But not like pure white eyes. She has dark pupils and everything. She's very beautiful. She puts her arm in Zorm's. He's like, yes, my partner. And my partner. Anyway, the brains behind the operation. Anyway, she goes, yes, dear, yes, let's go. So he's like, anyway, you got paid, you made good choices, and you guys are walking, and you takes down this series of halls, elevators, and you come into this big open cavernous room that's all built up, all secure, and this ship is sitting there on a large pedestal. I don't like that hat. Hi, we're there, don't worry. Yeah. And so this beautiful elven woman is with this old befuddled warlock, and like, this is the Crimson Phoenix. He goes, I have to be truthful for you for a second. The obstacles I put you through were actually a test, not only for the games and making me loads of coin, which it did. It was also to see the kind of people that would be crewing this artifact. I wanted to know where your hearts and your minds lie, because the Crescent Moon Bay is built, as many cities are, on a power source of a dead god. Actually, and he refers to this big crystal ball that's in the middle of the room. Remember the rainbow-colored one you guys saw before? It's the exact same thing, except this one's pure white. Pure white. He goes, the god that's here is not all the way dead. It's mostly dead, but it's still a little bit alive. And it's the only one. He goes, I just thought I'd pass it on to you. He's like, don't touch it. You had someone in your group that really liked to mess with it. They are fragile. Anyway, he goes, Aria, you made some good choices. Jessic, you walked the path of peace. Frank Raxner, you are as honorable as they come, but battle hardened in case they need to be. He goes, I've never been able to pilot this because I never had a worthy crew, but I've always wanted to go for a ride. And he's like, can I go? She's like, yes, 100 times. I'll see you when you get back. Oh, yes. So he goes, You are the captain now, or captains. You are the owners of the Crimson Phoenix. But I would like to go with you on your next adventure. I'm taking some vacation.
Freya speaks up and she says, "You realize we're going to be assaulting a demon-infested town, right?"
Mm-hmm. I'm also an immortal warlock.
I think I'm game.
Yes.
Well, if you're ready and willing to help us, maybe put your life on the line,
Yep.
welcome to come along.
Uh-huh. But I'm going to ask the captain. He looks at Ares like, Captain?
Welcome aboard.
Oh! And his fingers crackle with like power. He's like, oh, we'll have such good times. Friedrich, Kala, come on. When they even put on the pilot. And they're just like, Friedrich's like, all right, sounds good. And Kala's like, oh, gosh, I just want to go drink. And I think that's the story. I mean, there's a lot more, but we're way past time here. We're to the end. I think the story is, you guys tell me. I had another option for the Crimson Phoenix, but I think that's something we'll save. I don't want to say it out loud. Well, I'll talk to you guys on the side. The Crimson Phoenix is a powerful artifact that's going to be more than just a flying ship, I think. But we're going to see if we come back to this world, this adventure, and we're going to go with it then. I think we should leave it ambiguous, right? But I mean, what's the final scene? Like, as us as the audience with a camera view looking at this, I mean, it's going to take a minute to learn to pilot. But Arya, you find it's very familiar to you, right? Like you've done it before. Ooh.
Yeah, I think how I'd want to see it is we got on there, and just like he was able to put us in the world where we suddenly believed that we were part of it, Zorm is able to give us the ability to fly the ship or make the ship flyable.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would want the last scene of this to be sailing over an ocean of trees, and then camera pans out from behind us as we're sailing. You know, they're watching us sail over it, and then it comes in behind us, and you see ahead of us Telis in flames.
And I think right before that, we probably stop over, much like you were saying, an ocean of trees. But as the camera zooms down, we see probably like 500 or so troops, just of all different kinds, different shapes, sizes, genders. The ones in between ready to fight just as we are.
Yeah.
Then at the very end, maybe it pans back to the Phoenix and just kind of does like a panoramic kind of left to right or right to left, where it shows Jeshik, Frida, Tyroxnir area, and then Zorm, son of Zorm.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, yeah, like
and Kareem.
We go over that,
Kareem.
we see the soldiers, we see that city. Maybe on the way there, like, I like the camera, like maybe going all the way around the ship. Like it circles around it with all the crews getting to know like where they need to be, and they all know how to work together, and they just all know their positions. And you got some other NPC crew members. But yeah, and then we see as we approach the Telius and it's on fire with the armies and the battling, and it's crazy. It's like the craziest. Like that's like a 2-episode battle, 3-episode battle.
I think right before we cut, if you guys will allow me this, we see the golden form of the Crimson Cleaver just smash down into the ground with a bunch of chains around it, and then it turns to black.
Dum, 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 dum.
It's a game I want to play.
Nice. That is the Vagabonds Season 1, which is Season 2 of Dungeon World. There's probably a better way to separate that chapter. It doesn't matter. I'm lucasgvariety. We've gotten to the end of this. We should ask the questions for experience, but I think we could probably do that off camera on the side. It doesn't really matter right now. We got to the end. So I'm gonna go ahead and let Dem and Sean and even Thad, if they want, do some quick shoutros, and we're gonna say goodnight.
Okay, I'll start. 2017thecomic.com is where you can go to check out my webcomic, 2017 the comic. 7 comics up there so far, as well as links to the support sites, which are Twitter, the subreddit, Discord, and Twitch.
All right. Um, Hi, I'm Sean, also known as Ultra Lazuli, Mr. Shenanigans, The Outsider, etc. Two things. Number one, as you heard already, you can go to patreon.com/synthesize to help support development of a brand new tabletop role-playing game system. Narratively driven, D6, setting independent. If you want to check it out, that's where you go. As well, you can check out my Twitch at twitch.tv/ultralazuli, ULTRALAZULI. And every Monday there, from about 7 until about 11 Eastern Daylight Time, we're going to be doing Scum and Villainy. As you'll see on this channel, lucasgvariety's channel, we're going to be doing Blades in the Dark. Scum and Villainy is sort of like the sci-fi futuristic copy of that. So if that's something that you're interested in, I play it with 3 other people right now, and they are going through a religious zealot ship out in space and looking for an ancient android to put on a pirate planet. So that's something you're into, check it out. Other than that, I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend and a wonderful Mother's Day. Thank you to all the mothers and women out there. Hope you guys are, well, hope you ladies are doing amazingly, and thank you for everything that you do. Peace out.
Ditto. Thank you. Thad?
Well, it's kind of the end of the session, so I thought I would just, I don't know, give some enlightenment. I just want to talk about the difference between science and magic. And say that magic is kind of ridiculous, because if you believe in magic, you believe in fairies, which are tiny little creatures that you can't see, and some are good and some are bad. And if you take the right herbs and use the right potions, you can have a long and happy life. That's bull. Science is where it's at. Science believes in bacteria, which are tiny little organisms that you can't see, and some are good and some are bad. And if you take the right pills, you can have a long and happy life. It makes way more sense.
Thanks for that. Clarification.
You guys have fun, and we'll see you again soon.
All right. Everyone have a good night. Happy Mother's Day. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the players for playing. Love all you guys. We'll see you next time. Have a good night.